Just a quick overview on services. As you know, the services team are forging a path in which our services, combined with products, enhance the functionality, improve quality of service, and solve problems of complexity, cost, and availability for our customers. The IoT communication as a service suite combines true global connectivity with a fixed price MQTT network, with MQTT Anywhere working seamlessly in 190 countries, and then a range of complementary products, all based on MQTT. So our latest addition then to IoT communication as a service is MQTT Flex. We will be announcing this product on the 10th of November. The goals of the product are primarily to expand the addressable market of MQTT Anywhere by allowing customers to bring their own connectivity, their own SIM cards to use, rather than having to use the ThingStream IoT SIM. This will also allow us to expand our market reach to regions where there are permanent roaming restrictions, address projects where there are local authority defined connectivity restrictions, and to bridge the radio technology gap, where slow progress on NB-IoT roaming agreements can cause some issues. So in terms of the market and the fit for Flex, well, this fits pretty much all of the use cases that you would see for MQTT Anywhere. So asset tracking, sensor readings in agriculture or industry, condition monitoring, basically any device which is running in a constrained, power sensitive environment that needs end-to-end secure bidirectional comms, sending small payloads across 2G, 3G, LTE, LTE-M networks, and for customers who need a global coverage with just one single SKU. MQTT Flex will bring the ability to use that with any cellular connectivity, of course in regions where there's roaming restrictions, and those projects that we mentioned with local authority restrictions, which we'll talk about in a bit more detail in the following slides. In terms of the unique selling points and highlights, well, MQTT Flex gives you the flexibility to choose your own connectivity and combine that with all of the advantages of IoT communication as a service. So you can keep the relationship with your preferred network operator. You can operate in countries where you wouldn't otherwise be able to, whether that be for roaming or NB-IoT requirements. And you still get all the long life and low power features that the MQTT SM protocol brings. You also keep the predictable cost and on-demand scalability, all the devices communicating through the ThingStream platform, the delivery platform, using that same MQTT broker, and of course all of the flows that sit behind that all work in exactly the same way. So you can combine Flex with all of the other IoT communications as a service products to fit your enterprise and your fleet of devices. So features and benefits, where we talked about keeping the relationship with your operator. There are some customers who have that arrangement, that relationship with a local MNO, and want to hang on to that, but still want to be able to take advantage of MQTT SN and all of the low overhead and power saving benefits that brings. So MQTT Flex allows them to do that. In addition, there may be projects where the local authorities demand that you use an in-country MNO. We see this often with things like metering projects or other kind of smart city type projects where either the government of the country or the local authority will have certain requirements in terms of who's allowed to provide the connectivity for that service. So up until now, that meant that we couldn't play in those opportunities, but now with the addition of Flex, we can. Customers can take advantage of all of the good things of our communication as a service product, but keeping that SIM themselves. Something else that we're seeing pop up is countries which do not allow permanent roaming. There are several of these: Turkey, Brazil, to some extent Australia, although that can be addressed potentially with payment of a license fee each month. But those additional fees can often make the MQTT Anywhere product not that attractive commercially. So MQTT Flex breaks down that barrier and allows you to use local SIMs to get around that permanent roaming problem. And of course, if you have devices which are not going to operate in those countries, you can use the MQTT Anywhere SIM and have everything still funneling through the same flows and the same processes, which helps reduce that burden and cost overhead for the customers. It also allows customers to leverage NB-IoT networks. So we see a number of use cases, again, looking at things like metering, where devices require deep penetration in building or underground. And so NB-IoT is a solution which is nicely geared to meet those needs. But the roaming agreements are still very slow to come out. We're seeing, a handful now which are available, but still few and far between, and operators are not keen to kind of relinquish the NB-IoT business to roaming. They want to keep that for themselves to get the most in terms of revenue from that. So we can imagine NB-IoT roaming agreements will still take some time to mature and become properly available. In terms of the communication, of course, communication as a service is all based around the standard MQTT protocol, lightweight bidirectional comms, which brings long life and low power to IoT devices. This is all built on top of our scalable, high performance, high availability MQTT broker and the all-powerful data flow manager, which makes it really easy for customers to get data into enterprise systems while maintaining the battery life and low power requirements on the device. And finally, we have maintaining our fixed low-cost price plans based on number of MQTT messages that are consumed. There are no fixed contracts, so customers can activate, cancel and suspend devices anytime they like, giving them complete control and predictability on the cost of their solution. In terms of pricing, how's it going to work? Well, as with all of the other communication as a service products, there'll be no contract for this. It's completely pay as you go. You can enable and disable MQTT Flex devices whenever you like. You can swap between the plans if you need to. And everything is based on the number of MQTT messages that you consume. We've modeled the price plans to mirror those that are available with MQTT Anywhere. So the 500 message bundle, 2000 message bundle, 5000 and 12,000. And the prices are then starting from 10 cents for the 500 bundle, going up to 80 cents for the 12K bundle. And that's, of course, the number of messages, MQTT SN messages per device per month. This gives you access into the platform with all of that high demand, high availability MQTT broker, and access into the data flow manager. So that's everything that we wanted to cover on this introduction to MQTT Flex. Thank you very much for your attention and have a great rest of your day.